What do you think about relationship OCD?
Well, OCD, I assume, stands for obsessive compulsive disorder. And so if somebody tends to obsess, they're in their head, they're in their mind. Now, what would cause that? Neediness. And where does neediness come from? Basically, you didn't get enough strokes as a kid. Daddy, mommy didn't say I love you enough, didn't hug you enough. And so inside as a child, when those things happen, you start to think, there's got to be something wrong with me. There must be a reason why mom and dad don't love me, don't hug me, don't say I love you, or dad or mom's not around at all, whatever it happens to be. And so you grow up feeling inferior. You feel starved for love. You feel starved for a connection. And so when, as a guy, you start dating a woman who is a very feminine creature and you guys are like cats and you're fickle, and one day you're super excited and happy to be around them, the next day you're like, eh. And for the guy that doesn't know any better, he remembers, well, she was really into me the day before, and now she just doesn't seem to care. What's wrong? I must have done something wrong. I must be bad. There must be something wrong with me. And so they call more, they text more, they constantly need reassurance. Hey, what's going on? Are you mad at me? I haven't heard from you in a couple of days. You seem to be taking longer to return my texts or my phone calls. What's up? Are we still good? Is anything wrong? And because they don't understand that, hey, you guys' emotions change like the weather. And you don't take it personally. You just understand, hey, well, if she's a little bored or not as excited to get together, then, hey, I'll give her the gift of missing me. I'll just let her be for a few days. But the guy that's obsessive calls too much, texts too much, because he fears losing you. And those guys have all had the experience where they start dating somebody, and they can tell the girl's really into them. But instead of the girl becoming more excited, more interested, more enthusiastic for them over time, the opposite happens. At first, she's excited to go out on dates, but after 2 or 3 dates, oh, my schedule's crazy, work's crazy, maybe next week. She starts using words like maybe or I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm able to be at this point in my life right now. I need some time to myself. I got to work on myself. And then the more she backs off, the more he fears losing her. And so he's acting based on his fear. And what you fear, you attract. But what you look at disappears. And so if he fears losing you, he's going to call you more, he's going to text you more. And obviously the number one most attractive thing that women love about men is confidence. And so if a guy is acting obsessive and he's acting needy and he needs reassurance that you still like him, that is the opposite of confidence. That's a dude that's needy, that's neurotic. He may turn into a stalker. He may be kind of dangerous. He may be kind of unsafe. But the bottom line is, that the way he's acting starts to turn your stomach. And unfortunately, as you back off more, the guy with the OCD freaks out about it. And he's constantly trying to solve the problem that he has. But most guys don't understand how attraction works. They don't understand is one day you might be really excited to see him and hear from him, but the next day you might have something else going on and you're in a different headspace. And to not take it personally when you are in a different headspace. You just gotta see that, it's kind of like the ebb and flow. Women are like Mother Nature. One day it's sunny and it's beautiful. The next day it's rainy and cloudy. Or she may have started her period a couple days after the last time you got together and she's kind of cranky and not feeling it. She doesn't feel attractive. She feels gross or whatever. And the last thing she wants to do is talk to you and have you try to do phone sex with her or talk about sexy things when she's not feeling very attractive or sexy. Instead of taking that and getting butthurt and taking it as a personal rejection, just recognize, well, maybe I'm calling too much, I'm texting too much. Because this is a scientific fact that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. And the obsessive guy calls too much, texts too much, makes his feelings too clear to the point where you feel smothered. And as Thich Nhat Hanh so aptly said, you must love in such a way that the person you love feels free. And so the danger these guys have of ruining their relationships is they literally start chasing the woman right out of their lives because they become obsessed. And I know maybe you guys can speak to that because you both have gone out on dates with guys that seemed calm, cool, and collected at first, but as you started to kind of back off a little bit or you became unsure of him, he didn't react too well to that. Can you kind of share some examples of guys you've seen like that? They seem good at first, and then they just lost their shit.
Do you have an example?
Yeah, so I guess I was seeing this guy for not that long. And we were would spend a lot of time with each other at first for first couple of weeks. And then slowly he was just kind of like, I guess he thought that when he thought he had me, he would say, okay, we'll make plans for this weekend to go to dinner or something or later this week. And he's like, I'll keep you posted, but never would say anything. So eventually I just, stopped talking to him, stopped texting. He's like, why haven't you texted me? And then would just kind of get crazy and like ignore me, or would not get crazy and ignore me, but then be like, okay, well, I want to see you now. So then
He would get mad.
Yes, he would get
and
pissed.
Controlling.
Yeah, and then so then I was like, no, I have made plans. And
You know what always is behind anger?
Insecurity.
Fear.
Or fear, yeah.
He's afraid. Afraid he's not going to be loved, so he becomes angry.
So then, like, or I would be at the beach with my friends or something. He would see me, and then one time, he grabbed me by the back of my neck and like drug me in the water and was like, pushed me in there. And he was like, "Where have you been? Why haven't you answered my calls? Why did you block me?"
You didn't even see him. He just showed up at the beach and grabbed you from behind.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
so
terrifying.
I was like, I was like, get off of me. Like, and then he didn't see anything wrong with it. When I told him, I was like, you grabbed me very aggressively, like at the beach when like front of everyone. Why would you do that? And
And
he's
so
like,
you didn't even see him until you got grabbed. So you had no idea what was going on.
no, I was walking to the water and he just came up behind me and was just like,
And you didn't even
grabbed me.
know he was at the beach.
No. Well, I mean, he was probably near the beach because that's like he used to hang out there. But I can't go to the beach because somebody else is gonna be there. That's not right. But yeah, and I was just like, what the hell? I'm like, yeah, I blocked you because what's the point of me wasting my time with somebody who's now as psycho, and you didn't want me before. You didn't want to spend time with me, but now that I don't want to spend time with you, you want to spend time with me? That's not how that works at all. And now I'm definitely not talking to you because now you've put your hands on me.
What did your friends do when they saw that?
Well, they were just like, what the hell? What the fuck?
Yeah.
So, and I actually ran into this guy with Jack a couple weeks ago, and he grabbed me by my arm, and Jack didn't see it, and I was like, this is Frank, and I was like, bye, Frank, and then Jack, who was like, hey, and then I told Jack, so he's like, why wouldn't you just tell me this before? I was like, I didn't have time. He goes, I'm not going to be that nice and friendly next time. I was like, I didn't have time to tell you, hey, this is the jerk that, like, grabbed me by my neck. And then that's the same guy that harassed me at work as well.
Oh, he's a weirdo.
Yeah, chased me around the work. And then so I was like, oh, I didn't think he came here. So then I quit there since I'm not going to work in an environment where this person's now going to follow me around and he's friends with all the managers and stuff.
Oh, no.
And so, no.
Was that down there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so that happened. But, yeah, so I had to block him on, like, everything. Because he turned crazy. It's like people do not... Obsession breeds... rejection breeds obsession.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh, yeah. That's weird. Well, I had... He wasn't my boyfriend or anything, but we were hanging out for a little while, like 6 months. And he was just, like, crazy and narcissistic. And I would entertain it because I just thought it was hilarious. But basically, he would want me to remove every single guy that existed in my life, like even cousins or something. He didn't want me talking to any guys. And I'd be like, yeah. I actually wouldn't. I'd just feed into it. Like, yeah, I've removed everybody.
You gave him the Kentucky guarantee?
Yeah. And then eventually, I knew he wasn't ever going to be my boyfriend because I didn't see him as like a boyfriend. And eventually, I met football player, and that's who like I actually fell for. So little by little, I started detaching from the narcissist. And once I knew that I was over it, I told him, I was just like, hey, like, I don't think this is going to work. I wish you the best or whatever. And then he went crazy. He was like crying and he was like, oh my God, no, I'm sorry. Like, I actually really like you. I want to be with you. Can we please talk? And I kind of felt bad. So I let him like come to my place and like do it maturely in person. And he literally sat on my lap kind of thing, hugging me, telling me, please don't let me go.
He sat on your lap.
Yeah.
A grown-ass man sitting on little
like
tiny Caroline's
Yes.
lap.
On the left.
And he was hugging me and he wouldn't let me go. He's like, please, like give
Mommy,
me another
don't
chance.
reject me.
He's like, don't let me go. Like, I'm gonna be better. I was just like, I'm sorry, but
Give him a
no.
barf.
That gave me a even bigger reason to be like, no.
Heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
no.
You just want to flick him like a bug. Like,
Yeah.
go, get off of me.
I'm like, you
Shoot
have to
fly.
go now because he was in my apartment. And I was like,
go now.
so then what happened? And then he was like, oh, please, okay, I'll leave, but please tell me you're going to text me, like, once I get home. Please don't block me. And
Lord.
I'm like, yeah, I won't. I'll talk to you. And then, but I'm like, but we're over. And he's like, yeah, but please tell me we're going to work on this. And I'm like, no, we're not.
Oh, Lord.
Then he left and I blocked him. And he tried to contact me on different weird numbers and stuff like that.
But he knows where you live, though.
I don't live there anymore.
Well, knew where
At the
you
time
live.
he did, and that's something I was afraid of, but I had security. Like,
Oh,
you
keep
can't
an
get
eye-
in without
okay, yeah.
permission. So,
Stuff like that is scary, especially when people know where you live. And they just happen to show up at your house.
Mm-hmm.
That happened to me, like, a month and a half ago. Guy showed up to my house. He locked himself out of his house, wanted to stay at my house. I said, no.
And a booty call. This was a guy you were dating before your current boyfriend.
Yeah,
right?
I was like, no, you can call one of your friends.
And you hadn't
for that.
seen him in, what, a month or two or talked to him, right?
I hadn't seen him in like a month since.
And he just shows up in the middle of the night. Oh, hey, I got locked out. Oh, and by the way, how about a booty call?
He didn't say that, but obviously
You knew what he was
like,
there for.
Yeah, and I was like, can't you call one of your friends? And he just smiled and was like, yeah, I guess I can. And he then went on his merry little way.
And that was the last you saw of him, right?
That was the last I saw of him.
But you heard.
And then I heard from him weeks later, about 20 million times in one day. And
What, because he was drinking?
I guess so. I don't know. I wasn't even paying
Tipping
attention.
back the sauce?
He did help my friend with something, so I saw him for like a second, and then that was it. But other than that, he blocked me on everything. I guess I blocked him, so I don't know if he reached out to me. I haven't reached out to him, so that's it.